Hi everybody, and welcome back to my review channel. My name is Zero, and in today's album review, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions on the fourth studio album by James Arthur, the well-known English singer-songwriter who blew up in 2016 with his breakout single, Say You Won't Let Go, which was played pretty much everywhere you fucking went. But as a huge fan of this song, it didn't really faze me one bit. This new album is called It'll All Make Sense in the End, which was just released yesterday on Columbia Records UK. When a breakout pop star releases another album, it's understandable that we're all going to be pretty skeptical. Is the album going to be an amazing masterpiece, or is it just going to be another generic pop album? Most of the time it's a generic pop album, but for It'll All Make Sense in the End, that's only less than half true. Unlike some of the stuff we hear from artists like Ed Sheeran or Charlie Puth, James Arthur's new album is a sonically pleasing and 75% beautifully written album with a lot of emotional depth packed into most of the songs, especially with James's vocal performance, and instead of just releasing the same song over and over like most modern pop artists tend to do, the sounds and styles on this album most of the time vary greatly. I honestly feel like that, unlike with most modern pop artists, James Arthur is the one we actually needed a new album from, because god damn it, this man has so much potential as an artist, even if that doesn't always show on this record, but most of the time it does. In today's scene of booming trap beats and mostly electronic production, it's not uncommon that we hear most of these things in pop songs on the radio, or even pop songs that aren't on the radio. And while James Arthur does fall victim to that trend sometimes on this album, I'm happy to say that they're actually being utilized very well without ever being used too much to the point of overkill. We get a lot of acoustic and electric guitars, booming acoustic drums, pianos, hell, there's even a fairly badass guitar solo on this album, and it's just those things alone are what make James Arthur stand out among these other pop artists. He's also singing about things that are truly near and dear to him instead of sticking to the same fake deep trend that most artists are. He talks about his future daughter, there's even a whole song about her, his experience with marijuana addiction and addictions to other types of drugs, feeling lost and finding love. It also helps that he puts so much emotion and substance into every vocal performance on this album, which helps create feelings of sadness and depression very well, which is some of the themes he was going for. I might even go as far as to say that James Arthur might be one of the most substantial and innovative pop artists of today, even with some of the flaws on this album that every pop project is bound to have. But I want to talk about the positives first, because there are a good amount of them on here. The fourth track on this album, Always, may just be my favorite track on this record for a few different reasons. In this song, James tries to convey a feeling of being uplifted out of a dark place in your life and letting you know that you're not alone, and that someone will always be there for you. In today's age of mental illness, especially since I myself suffer from it, I feel as if James is trying to help you feel the things that he never felt, such as being helped and having someone be there for you in your darkest times. It feels like its sole purpose is to make you feel less alone, and it also helps him feeling less alone knowing that he could be there for us. Either it's that, or he's talking about somebody he loves or will love in the future that is ultimately going to suffer with mental illness or just have feelings of being alone. That's honestly what I love about music, man. You can find so many different meanings in just one song and go with whatever brings you comfort, because most of the time you don't really know what certain message an artist is trying to convey. Maybe they're not trying to convey a message at all, or maybe they're trying to leave it up to the listener. And that's exactly why I love this song. James is showing a vulnerable and emotional side of him that we don't often hear in pop music, and the message could be conveyed in many different ways. This is definitely my favorite song on the album for those reasons alone. Deja Vu is a song that I have mixed to positive feelings about because, get ready, he raps. And not just on this song, but on many of the tracks here. The rap verses don't sit entirely well with me because I feel as if some people just aren't meant to rap, but his lyrics in that verse do convey the emotions he was trying to convey, and the fact that this song is backed up by somber pianos and guitars, loud and booming drums, and an awesome guitar solo just gives me even more of a reason to look past the rap verse. This song is one of the more raw cuts on the album that feels so refreshing to hear in a wave full of overproduced and bland radio pop. This song is exactly what pop music should be, emotional and raw, but not to the point of overkill. This song it's honestly just the right amount of emotional and raw, which makes it one of my favorites on this record. You're the red wine and the white lines is a truly powerful lyric that uses drug addiction as a metaphor for being addicted to the way someone makes you feel, and it's truly beautiful. What a wonderful song, and definitely one of the best songs on this record, and maybe one of the best songs James Arthur's ever put out. Alright, get out of here, you. I got a review to do. I love that cat. Even some of the weaker songs on here, like 4,000 Miles and Last of the Whiskey, feature some incredible, sonically beautiful production that most of the time make up for some of the weaker lyrical content on this record. But as I said before, I cannot get past the rap verses most of the time. Trap beats and glossy production are present on this album, just like they are on most pop records and songs. Very much, actually, but does that mean he has to rap? 4,000 Miles has this really weird and out-of-place rap verse that you just do not ever see coming. And honestly, I really don't think anybody asked for it. if he wasn't using so much autotune on these rap verses, especially on songs like Running Away and Wolves, and even this one, I might be able to enjoy them a little bit more. I get that not every song is going to be a unique masterpiece, especially a pop song. I really do get it, but I just don't think James Arthur should go back to rapping ever again anytime soon. It sounds super weird and incredibly out of place on this record. Even with all of the intense production, there are some songs that feature some incredibly weak production too. Take It or Leave It is an incredibly underwhelming song for a closer track, especially when the opening track was so powerful. When you hear closer track, you probably imagine loud cinematic instruments with powerful vocals and lyrics that contain a lot of closure, and maybe the song does have lyrics that contain some closure to this record, such as the lyrics, "So take it or leave it, my voice is nearly broken, drowning in slow motion, cause oh I'm down and hopeless, it's true. So take it or leave it, I'm numb, my body's frozen and all my doors are closing. My light is dying slowly, it's true, so take it or leave it all." Which I think is basically him saying that he can no longer sing these songs or keep on living because the pain is finally taking him over and killing him. But I feel as if some stronger production could have been used here, and on some other songs like 4,000 Miles or Last of the Whiskey, and some better lyrics and more substance on the song Ride, which is an auto-tune mess that panders to the lowest common denominator of auto-tune pop trap music. Like, it's pretty bad. That's definitely the worst song on the album. Well, one of them. Like I said though, that's not to say I hate this album. In fact, to sum up this review, I think James Arthur is one of the most talented pop artists of today, and he has so much potential to release an outstanding record, but I feel like he still needs some time to find himself and his sound before he's able to do that. I'm giving James Arthur's fourth studio album It'll All Make Sense in the End a very strong 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of James Arthur's fourth studio album It'll All Make Sense in the End. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to, because I'm back to uploading reviews again, like I said on my last review, so I hope you guys are just excited for that as I am. But until the next one, my name is Zero, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.